Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fayetteville. My name is Reverend Renee Jansky, and I am your minister. Welcome to each of you. If you are online with us, welcome to you. In the seat backs in front of you, you will see some white cards. And we would love for you to fill one of those out if you are new so that we can get to know you. You can also fill one of those out if any of your information has changed. You'll also see yellow cards. These are our joys and concerns cards, and you can fill one of those out for later in the service when we come up to drop stones. You can give that card to me. And be sure to indicate whether you'd like it shared with community. Facebook, dear ones, you can do it too. If you have a joy or concern or milestone, you are welcome to share that in the chat, and then Jean will read it aloud for us. All are welcome in this sanctuary, including children and all of their noises. And we have a lovely staff nursery downstairs if you prefer. Precious people, I want to share something with you that I read a lot when I'm at the church and need some encouragement. Please listen to this reading by Edward Everett Hale. I am only one, but I am still one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. What a blessing to be here with all of you today on this, our first ever fall festival. And while we need to WD-40 those doors, don't we? But it's spooky. We're coming into October, you know. While I do get to see you all fairly frequently, it isn't very often in a super social context. Well, I guess it's mostly a spiritual context with a little bit of social too. And our time together this week, out in our beautiful green space, will be social and spirit-filled, no doubt. Part of the reason for our fall festival is that today is the kickoff of our awesome stewardship campaign. Yahoo! We have a stewardship campaign so that we can set our budget for the new year. What we receive on the pledge forms is literally how we know what our budget can be for the next programming year. So, we will be getting our membership packets today, which in addition to the pledge form also contains, Fauna and Christina worked really hard on this. In addition to the pledge form, also contains a skills and interests form where you get to check those little boxes that asks about what you like to do. And you can even write on those forms to tell us what you want to do here at UUFF. It takes all of us to create this tender place where we can shelter from the harshness of the world, where we can gather together to rise up against injustice, where we can lean on each other and learn from each other. Our church is not subsidized. We do not get any grants or outside money. Everything we have comes from our members and friends. Beloveds, this is my first Stewardship Sunday to preach. I've been serving churches for over 30 years, and I have assisted in over 30 stewardship campaigns. And so I actually thought that the writing of today's service would be pretty easy for me. It wasn't. I usually have my sermons written and done by Wednesdays. Not this week. I sat by Fawn's desk and with tears in my eyes said, I don't know why this is so hard. She was so kind to me, and I straight up quote her words in the coming homily. But y'all, when I got really honest with myself, I did know why it was so hard to talk about this. Sometimes it's hard to talk about money. Boom, there it is. Especially to ask for it. Especially when my own salary is involved. But here was the kicker that I figured out, and I'm grateful to have figured this out. When I was growing up, my family never talked about money. Ever. It was a hush-hush topic. Off limits. Was it easy in your family to talk about money? So even though I know how crucial this part of my job is, I mean, my literal salary depends on it, and those of my colleagues, the words for this service have been the most challenging all year. And as I look back over it, one of the most rewarding. I've had to ask for help. Not the easiest thing for me to do, but I've learned a lot. And not only do I feel better about this Sunday's stewardship task, not only do I feel better about it, I'm feeling pretty great about it. Do y'all remember Jet Pig? Okay, Jet Pig is this really cute cartoon put out by the UUA that is the acronym for our UU shared values. Jet Pig, justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, and of course, love at the center of all we do. Our topic today is the G of Jet Pig. Generosity. Let's do a responsive reading. You read the bold italicized print, and I will read the other. This is called Celebrating Abundance. All that we are, together and individually, is part of the abundance of the universe.
We are made of stars. We are made of earth.
All that we have comes from earth, from the labor of those in our communities.
From the cities, farms, and oceans that enliven us, the world and those who live in it.
We are surrounded by blessing, by grace, and by possibilities.
We are reflected in every other human being.
We respect and honor one another's differences.
We celebrate our interbeing with abundance and practice generosity.
Come, let us worship together.
Good morning, and please join me as we light our chalice.
Love is the spirit of this community, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in truth, and to help one another. Thus do we covenant together. If you are able, please rise in body or spirit as we sing our hymn, Spirit of Life. This is our national UU anthem. And I'm going for a slightly shorter service today so that we can get out to the green space a little bit faster. It may not happen. But I wanted you to know my goal just the same. So we're only having one hymn today. All right, Brenda. How about I turn the mic on? Yes. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe it is important that we take care of each other. When we care for each other, our connections become stronger. The interconnectedness of us all is part of our seventh principle. Sharing joys and concerns helps us to be a more caring people. And being caring people is one way that we are you every day. Why do we share our joys and concerns with each other? So we can comfort and help one another? So we can celebrate together? Keeping each other informed of important events in our lives? So we can feel closer to each other? So we can think of ways to help each other? We might be able to help someone if we've gone through a difficult event like one they are experiencing. Some people might not have family or close friends with whom they share their feelings. This is an important part of our worship service almost every Sunday. If you have filled out a yellow joys and concerns card, you may bring it up and give it to me and drop a stone in the bowl of water by Kate. And friends, if you don't want to turn in a joys or concerns card, you can simply drop a stone in the water so that the ripples from our stones are interconnected with each other and with other Unitarian Universalists from across the globe. Friends, you may come forward. Brenda, will you offer us some music? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. How are you doing? Okay. Hi, good morning. Time is drawing nigh. Hi, good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, honey. Yes. Yes. Glad you're here today. Thank you, beautiful. Glad you're here. That was gorgeous, Brenda. Thank you. Jean, do we have any joys or concerns from Facebook this morning?
Yes.
Any more, Jean? All right. Huge thanks to Edith, Christina, Fawn, and everyone involved with the planning of our fall festival today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For our UUFF new fall festival tradition, thank you, Edith, and everyone. Yes, 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 I think we're all sharing in that gratitude today. All right. Kate, let's drop some stones for the joys and concerns that we hold quietly in our heart, because we all know everything can't be shared. How about a few more for the joys and concerns that we might encounter until we meet again? I'd like to take a moment of silence and 60 whole seconds as we hold this ritual and the words shared in our hearts. Quiet the mind. Thank you.
May I?
Yes.
Good morning again. My name is Kate, and I currently serve as UUFF's board president. I also, thank you. I also co-lead the Mindful Discussion Group on Sunday mornings, and I've previously served on a variety of teams and committees over the past few years. I contribute each month to the New Beginnings meal program, which took place yesterday, and volunteer as a greeter along with my husband Steve once a month. So those are just some of the ways that I try to contribute to the life of UUFF. And I am really delighted to offer a gratitude moment on this special day when we celebrate generosity. For those of you new to UUFF, gratitude moments are a tradition within our fellowship, where we periodically invite members to share a little about their journey that led them to UUFF, what being part of this community means to them, and what they're most grateful for within our community. And I suspect you'll be hearing more of these in the weeks to come, but I'm delighted to be here today. So the two GERs, gratitude and generosity. I love the intersection of these two things. For me, they're very much intertwined. My guess is for most of you as well. I find that it's often when I'm feeling a sense of gratitude that I'm inclined to act with generosity. And I wonder if that's an experience that some of you might share. So my first visit to UUFF came almost 5 years ago. It was late October, early November of 2019, right before COVID. I recall hearing a gratitude moment at that service, and I found it really moving and inspiring. It conveyed a sense of warmth, connection that left me feeling really hopeful that this might be a good place for me. My family and I had just arrived a few weeks beforehand after moving to Fayetteville from Wisconsin. Steve had recently started a position at the university. He was getting connected at the university and in the community. Our daughter Maggie and I had stayed back to kind of settle things up. We arrived having never been here, knowing nothing about Fayetteville other than, I think at the time, U.S. News and World Reports ranked Fayetteville like number 4 in the country as a great place to live. So we thought, okay, this is good. And we were trusting Steve that he was making a good decision. Luckily it was. Our daughter Natalie was away at school, and so she had not been here either, but she would end up joining us during COVID when everything shut down. But when Steve was first considering the job at the university, one of the first things I did was to do a Google search to see if there was a UU church. Because I knew that I was going to need a source of community and connection. And so I was thrilled to know that UUFF was here. I had been attending the First Unitarian Society in Madison and knew that was a comfortable, welcoming place for me, and I had hoped that this would be too. Like many UUs, I came from a different faith tradition. In my case, I grew up Catholic, so my spiritual journey began there. My first experience stepping out of that was trying on a UU church in Milwaukee in my mid-20s. And I attended for, several weeks and found it really intellectually stimulating. I actually missed some of the ritual that was so rich in the Catholic tradition. And then went off and did other things and about 20 years later and many life experiences later, I decided to give Unitarian Universalism a try again. This time we were in Madison, and I mentioned the First Unitarian Society. And at that point in my life, I knew it was the right thing. And I soon came to realize that I had found a spiritual home that really resonated with my core beliefs around equality, human dignity, social justice, democracy, and openness of thought. And those were reinforced when I participated in their version of our new UU class. And so it was difficult to leave FUS when we made the decision to move. But little did I know what a welcoming, wonderful community I would find. And admittedly, I felt some nervous twinges, the first couple of times that I visited here, but it wasn't long before I felt very at home, very engaged. Attending a few of our mindful discussions sessions downstairs really helped to solidify that for me. And in fact, I spoke so much and so enthusiastically about it that it wasn't long before Steve said, I think I'll join you. And he's been joining me ever since. And interestingly, while UUFF is a much smaller congregation than the one I attended in Madison, that's really I found that to be a really, really positive thing. There is a level of kind of connectedness and intimacy that comes with, that really, I think really allows for connectedness and involvement that some larger fellowships aren't always able to promote or foster. So over the 5 years, I've consistently been impressed by just the incredible dedication of the many volunteers who work together to create this inclusive and loving fellowship that we have here. I'm sure you know that volunteers are vital, critical to the life and spirit of UUFF, and so we're all encouraged to share our time and our talents in whatever capacity we're able. And as a congregation, we welcome each and every one of you to participate in any of the activities listed on the stewardship, in the stewardship letter that you're going to be receiving. And when I think about what I'm most grateful for at UUFF, I mean, this service is a perfect example. There's just so many things that come to mind. The friendships I've made, our fantastic minister, Renee, our dedicated administrative staff, Vaughn and Christina, our beautiful grounds that are so lovingly cared for and enthusiastically cared for by our grounds team, Kathy, Laura, and everybody who's in, Annette, everybody who's involved with that. Just all of our our Joys and Concerns ritual, all of our volunteers who give so generously of their time and talent, as well as everyone who generously provides financial support. And it's out of these feelings of gratitude that I know Steve and I happily support UUFF with our financial contribution, and I trust the same is true for you as well. So as Reverend Renee said, this fellowship exists because of personal, we're kind of like KUAF, you know, public radio. And it is Pledge Week, in case you haven't noticed. Because of personal contributions from folks like you and me. And so as we move to our offering portion of the service, I invite you to think about what you're most grateful for here at UUFF, and I encourage you to give generously at whatever level you're able. And I assure you that no contribution is too small, because bottom line, every penny makes a difference. So with that, you can give in the baskets. The ushers will be soon passing around, or online, or via text, and our website is uufayetteville.org. And we look forward to receiving your membership packet with your completed stewardship form, and thank you. Ushers, will you please come forward? And Brenda, we'd love to hear some music. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. I know I'm home when I hear Enya in the church service. Dear ones, I want to share with you first a story by Lynn Gardner called Sustaining the Tree of Life. The tree stood in the middle of the village. Its trunk was so large it took 6 people holding hands to reach around it. The roots were strong and wide, and its branches spread out over the village square, offering shelter from the rain or shade from the summer sun. Its fruit was juicy, sweet, and plentiful. The people of the village loved the tree. Children played beneath it and climbed its lowest branches. Young people knew that if you whispered your dreams to the tree, they were more likely to come true. People who proclaimed their love or friendship for one another beneath its branches found their relationships to be nourishing. And elders discovered that their sweetest memories could be counted on when they were near the great tree. The tree had been witness to so much, and when the breezes blew through the leaves, one could hear echoes of generations, laughter, conversations, dreams, prayers, songs. Animals loved the tree too. Rabbits lived in burrows under the roots. Squirrels lived in branches, and bats and birds flew in to eat the abundant fruit. This tree buzzed with life. One day, a traveling merchant arrived in the village. He rested in the shade and ate 2 pieces of the delicious fruit. "This fruit is incredible," he said. "I would like to have some to sell in the next villages that I visit. Who owns this tree?" "No one owns this tree," said a villager. "If anything, we belong to it." "Well then, if no one owns the tree, then no one will mind if I pick the fruit," said the merchant, and began to fill a basket. "I mind," said the villager. "And today I am the keeper of the tree." "What do you mean, keeper of the tree?" "We each take our turn being here with the tree. We could never own it. We are here as protectors, sustainers." "That's ridiculous. This tree doesn't need you. You could just take what you need, take what you want. This tree will continue." But the villager couldn't be persuaded. "Sir, this tree isn't like that. We don't come here to take from it, even though we receive much. We are keepers of the tree because this is where we are nourished. This is where some of our most precious memories are, and where our people have dreamed. This is where we remember who we want to become." "Well," said the merchant, "you may think that this tree is very special, but it still doesn't need you to sit with it. That's preposterous." "Ah," replied the villager, "the tree itself may not need me. But what of the others who come by? Just this morning I sat with a woman whose heart was heavy with worry. Had I not been here, she would have had to carry that weight alone. And this afternoon, a tired couple came by and they rested with me. They said they had been looking for a place like this. And an elder came by and we watched the birds and the branches together. And now you are here. You were confused about what this tree is and how to be with it. Imagine if you had arrived and not found anyone here to talk with. You might have continued thinking that everything you do is all about you. Luckily for you, my friend, I'm here to let you know that when you care for the tree of life, it becomes about so much more than just you. And the merchant sat for a while in the shade, thinking about these ideas that felt new and a little challenging. As the sun went down, he picked up his bag and headed out of town, whistling a song that he hadn't thought of in years. On his way, he shared a smile with each person that he met, his heart feeling strangely light and joyful. And the people of the village, they continued to sustain the tree, to care for one another and share their gifts. With grace and gratitude, may it be so for each of us. Ooh, I love this story. And I see our beloved fellowship as this tree. And I can see myself in every character. Ooh, I make things about me all the time. I think maybe we all do. After all, The first lens through which we see the world is self. But ideally, we grow, and our perspectives shift, and our lenses become layered. I also see myself and every one of you as the keeper of the tree. I am a protector. You are a protector. I am a sustainer. You are a sustainer. Of course, there will be moments in our lives where all we can do is just sit under its branches and eat the fruit. Rest and be nourished. Sometimes that's all we got. And that's exactly why we work so hard to protect and sustain it. So this place can protect and sustain us when we need it the very most. It takes every single one of us. The more you put into this tender place, the more generous you are with time, talent, treasure, the more you will get out of it. I promise. The connections that we find here are life-sustaining. The branches of this UUFF tree reach out for us. Let us reach back to the best of our ability. Acts of generosity are a precious and miraculous relief from self-involved, fearful human nature. I'm going to say that one more time. Acts of generosity are a precious and miraculous relief from self-involved, fearful human nature. It's exhausting to exist in a self-centered survival mode, and none of us, no matter how much wealth we have, be it monetary wealth or spiritual wealth, are immune from these fearful instincts. Giving to a place like UUFF where you know the fruit is juicy, tasty, and plentiful. Giving to UUFF is a sure thing. It's a win-win. And no one, I know today is all about giving. No one wants you to give until it hurts. We just want you to give till you can feel it. Protector. Sustainer. Let's go deeper in relationship to this tender place together. And let me get even more honest. Generosity is a gift to the giver as much as it is to the receiver. Think back to when you gave someone a present, or you did something unexpectedly kind for someone, or you threw yourself into something bigger than you. Ooh, it feels so good. Let's do it together. Here. I am only one, but I am still. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And just because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. Thank you. Kate, will you extinguish our chalice?
Please join me. We extinguish this flame.
But not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thanks, Kate. So we're not out very early. But that's okay. I think it was fun today. Yes. A few minutes, right? A few minutes. I was kind of planning for like 11:30, but anyway. So the announcements, you see some that are printed in your order of service today. They're on the screen. And I told you about John King's passing. You know, we were experiencing a lot of erosion in our memorial garden. He's the reason we don't anymore. He's one of the reasons he started that project of large grass planting. Okay. You ready to go to the fall festival? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's go to the fall festival, everyone. Thank you. Namaste. I love you so, and I'll see you in a second. Yay!